Hello guys, welcome to Rusty Science. It's wonderful to meet you again after such a long time. A lot of chaos happening around the world, especially you might have heard about coronavirus. It's one of the hot topic for the newspaper nowadays. Okay, to know more about it, we have a special guest today. He's a senior scientist in one of the research foundation, and he is a guy who works on viruses and different cancer cells. And his name is Sudharsan. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yes.
Sir, especially we invited you here to know more about the coronavirus. Everyone is asking the same hard topic question, like what is coronavirus?
Okay, the coronavirus is having a large family. This particular virus causes a common cold to a severe illness. It is a RNA-based virus. See, and when you talk about virus, there are different categories. One, their genetic material is made up of RNA and DNA. So this particular virus is an RNA-based virus. So this is, now it seems to be very dangerous, but surely we will have an answer for all this infection established.
Since you said it's very dangerous, will it kill people?
Yes, if you just take the census at the statistics in China, and I think close to 3,000 people died due to this infection. But if you take a preventive action, and you will be able to save a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. And one more question is, like, is it different from SARS and those kind of diseases? Because I heard like the symptoms and everything is more or less looks like same.
So. Yes, it is true. See, it is a part of SARS. So now people have named them as a SARS-CoV-2, which is version 2 of coronavirus. And if you can check the similarity of the SARS and the coronavirus, they're almost 80% similar.
Compared to the death percentage, I think SARS and swine flu has much more influence than coronavirus. So is that true? That is it just a media speculation and they are making fear in our heart?
It is true. See, when SARS infection affected China, I think close to 8 to 9% of people went into mortality. That means death. But compared to corona is only 2%. So SARS and MERS were more dangerous than coronavirus.
In that question, what is the origin of this particular virus? Some people say that it came from dogs, some people say it came from bat, and a lot of other questions. So even nowadays I get scared of looking at the dogs. Is it true that it spread through dogs?
See, the coronavirus, it is a zoonotic, means it transfers, the infection gets transferred from animal to humans. So that's why they speculate this origin could be from animal source. As you know, that Yuan City is known for a wet market, and they eat a lot of animals and snakes. The reason why people have speculated this could be from animals, because the SARS and the MERS are from animal origin. Means SARS was infection was happened through a civet cat, and the MERS is from a camel, because you know that in the Middle East have a lot of animals, and especially camels. When they house, this particular virus originated from camels. So that is why they do speculate this corona also could be from animals, and some people do say that it could be from a snake, but the resources have not found now that particular virus arises from a particular origin. So far we have not identified, so it's still under speculation.
Especially in a country like India, there are a lot of people like China, India. In case if it outbreak, it's very difficult to keep it contained, right? It may outburst anytime. In that case, what is India is doing, or worldwide WHO, what is their step to come up with a vaccine or prevention mechanism?
See, if you go to WHO site and CDC site, there are two major kind of entity who's really working hard to contain this infection or a disease, not to get into other country. I think so far I recall it's only 28 countries being affected, but WHO are really striving to contain this infection. If you go to their website now, WHO has started one particular domain for this particular coronavirus, where you can go and see what's happening, and every day they're updating about coronavirus infection status, and they do talk about the preventive measure. And if you go to their website, there are preventive measures being given. They talk about, avoid contacting a sick person, and if you are coughing or sneezing, use an handkerchief, and if you get to know somebody is sneezing or coughing, just keep away yourself under 1 to 2 foot. That will prevent you to get into droplets what other person is emitting. So those are the measures that the WHO is asking every individuals different part of the world to follow it, so that you'll be able to prevent it from infection.
One of the important question is like, okay, I will take all the preventive measure, but in case that coronavirus affected me,
right,
how do I come to know, and what are the steps I need to do in order to keep me alive?
So you don't need to worry about this infection, and for you to find out whether you have a coronavirus infection, and there are a lot of diagnostic tools are available. And if you go to one hospital and they do something called PCR, which is polymerase chain reaction, that's the only test is available to detect this infection. So once you found positive, and you can go to a hospital, and there the doctor would take care of you. They will give you a right treatment.
So with respect to India, how much government is aware of? Is there Karnataka, especially if you take Karnataka, are they taking any steps, any preventive measure, or how much government aware of this coronavirus?
See, government is really well aware of this coronavirus infection spreading throughout the different states of India. Especially in Karnataka, government is very actively participating in preventing this particular infection. And a few days back, and one of our Deputy Chief Minister Ashwath Narayan had come and met us, and he did speak about and a lot of measure to prevent it. And they do announce in malls what measure to be taken so that you can prevent the infection. They are also thinking of and having a different centers for detection as well as for the preventions.
So if that is the case, is it safe to go to malls or temples or churches or offices, especially? If you see, I am working in an IT company, like when we enter there, like a lot of mails say be careful, and if you want to take work from home, these kind of things really makes me bother. Like, is it really that much difficult? Can I go to the mass gathering, by the way?
See, you can go to a mass gathering. You see, it is a prevention is always comes from personal. See, somebody who feels very sick, for those people, it is better not to go to this mass gathering, because you're not only you are affected, but you're going to affect the others also. So I would suggest a person who's sick, stay at home. People who are not sick, you can go to mall, but as a preventive measure, you can wear a mask. And as I just mentioned earlier, when somebody is sneezing and coughing, you can always get away from them and clean your hands, at least for 20 seconds, and to get rid of all the germs that you have. And always people do talk about wearing masks. That's one way that you can go to mask, still prevent yourself from infection.
So a lot of things we have spoke about, like coronavirus and how government is taking action, all those things. So what is the final thought you have, you want to say to the viewers, like about coronavirus?
See, nothing to worry about the coronavirus, because as I mentioned, SARS, MERS and influenza virus more dangerous than coronavirus. But only thing you need to take a preventive measure, and people are doing a research to find a cure for coronavirus, and there are a lot of vaccines being now researched, and people are talking about they can release a vaccine in another 2 months. That can be used as a kind of bootstrap operation where people are affected, but to prevent it you can give them. But the right way to do it is to find the right vaccine and do an animal experiment, check them, they are safe, then that can be given to humans. All over the world, people are talking about developing a vaccine. I think recently even WHO released almost $15 million to do a research on vaccines. So those are the researches going on. Soon, maybe in 6 months or 1 year down the line, you will have a vaccine or treatment for this coronavirus.
Before we end, the final question, like you work in cancer cells and a lot of virus related researches, right? My question is, like, where did this virus comes from? I heard some stories, I don't want to say it in the camera, but I heard some stories. All these rumors are true. Like, is it some sort of a research failure, which outbreak, or what is the source of this virus? Where this virus came from?
See, there are a lot of speculation about this particular virus, where it got originated. People do talk about it's a biowar and all that. So until we find the truth, we would not be able to point out and say this is the reason why this virus got spread all over the world. If you talk about coronavirus itself, it is a zoonotic. That means it spreads from animal to human. When it replicates in, be it in human or an animal, it has an enzyme. Most of the viruses have an enzyme which helps in replicating this virus. They are not a proofreading enzyme. What does it mean? If there any wrong match is inserted, our human system has to remove those wrong matches. But this virus do not have. So it is known for a lot of mutation. Once this virus mutated, it becomes a new virus. So that could be the cause why this virus is more infectious, more people talk about dangerous, in that otherwise called. So that is the one way that I can tell. It might have got mutated. So that would have been the cause for all this death and other symptoms and other illness that being established through this virus.
But compared to all other viruses, it spreads very fast. That's the reason it hit the headline, right?
Correct. The reason why it gets spread very fast because it's airborne. That means it spreads through the air and the droplets. That is the only thing that it is spreading, rapidly than the other viruses.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So many questions you have answered. Even people had a lot of questions like, hey, this coronavirus, if it entered into India, especially, are we going to die? Is it going to be the end of the world? All these questions people had. Now, pretty sure that you might got some good idea what coronavirus is. It's not so deadly that until you take a really good preventive measure. So if you ever get a symptoms like that, you just go and check the nearby hospitals. As Sarah mentioned, like different hospitals open for this kind of coronavirus outbreak. Make use of it, and if you have any questions, you can always comment it below. I'll ask her to comment it. Have a good one. Thank you so much for listening. Meet you in your next video. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.